Hola Madridistas, welcome to the preview for probably the most competitive and important game that is a Madrid derby that has come in recent memory. The script is written, the winner takes the top spot in La Liga and cements their intentions to the rest of the league. And joining me on this super important preview is longtime Atleti fanboy Alex, and of course the mainstay of the channel Farouk. And this episode of the Let's Be Real podcast is actually sponsored by manscaped.com. So use code LBR20 at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. That's especially if you're on the market for some male grooming products, and if you want to support the channel, it's a great way to do it. The links are down in the description below. All right, just to kick this preview off, right? On the Real Madrid side, we're looking at pretty much the worst case scenario when we previewed the start of the month. We have lost most of our defenders. We're running on fumes. I'm not sure if we can make it through to the end of the month unscathed. Meanwhile, Atleti look semi-consistent at least since the start of the year, right, Rajat? Or have you guys
Yeah,
been having
we
issues
had
of your
like
own?
we had like a very bad start at the start of the season because I think we were just trying to like find a way like the system to play in, and then like finally like when we did, and then there's like a long winning streak going on, which unfortunately got ended by Leganes, which
The mighty
unfortunately really,
Leganas.
yeah, mighty Leganes. Damn, like I was watching the match last night, and like whenever I watched Real Madrid match, you guys always got a 90-minute winner. I don't know why. I'm always like, damn, this is gonna go for extra time. Okay, I'm gonna tune in. As soon as I logged in, good.
Yeah. You're definitely going to watch the derby too, but then that's never actually panned out for us. Maybe, that mojo just rubs off when you watch the derby. But yeah.
Um. Okay, what do you guys think about this action? There was like a news going on, like there's gonna be a action on Real Madrid.
Why, sir? Farouk, are you aware of this? I'm not.
Yeah, I saw that there was a meeting today actually that usually happens every month, and Real Madrid like sent a letter to the federation, like I think with the whole 2 points from the Espanyol game, one of them being the tackle on Kylian Mbappe and one of them being the goal that was cancelled by from Vinicius, and like they complained about that and they let the federation know that they were not gonna attend that, and due to that, like they're saying there's gonna be a sanction or something like that. But I don't know. I kind of feel like this is like kind of taking away from. This is the problem I had like about the whole dramatic approach that Real Madrid's taking with this. You're actually taking away from the crux of the issue, which is that you have shitty referees. I can guarantee you that like 10 or 15 of the clubs in the league would have actually backed Real Madrid, like in this case. Because the point is like there is no conspiracy against like Real Madrid or Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. No, the referees are just horseshit without any consequence. This is just a point blank. They're like, take away allegiances of like, oh, it's Barca Gate or like Madrid or whatever. Like, forget about all this Negreira and whatever. Like, the refs in La Liga absolutely horseshit, even worse than the ones in the Premier League. And like, no one is holding anybody accountable. This is just the point.
Man, I
You
just don't
understand?
see
But like,
the grounds for a sanction even. Like, this was clearly not anything related to being treated unfairly. It's just, the quality of refereeing that was being complained by. And
actually, so the point based on what I know, maybe I think maybe Alex knows better, but like what I understood was like they were saying that like Real Madrid is questioning the integrity of the referees, in turn questioning the integrity of the sport as a whole. You understand? And this is the thing, like for me, that's what I've always said. Like, I do not think there's any conspiracy anywhere. Because once you start getting into that, then you're like actually questioning that, okay, football is a fixed game. And if you do believe that, then that's a whole different thing. Like, this is what they're getting at, like Real Madrid that is questioning the integrity of this, and in turn questioning the integrity of the game as a whole, which I understand where they're coming from. But in my opinion, it's just like the approach that Real Madrid has taken is just not the way, in my opinion. Like, we are on the right, but like you, while being on the right, you fall into the wrong side. You understand? Like the way when you take the way you approach stuff should be different. And I just feel like you can talk about referees all you want. We did not lose the game because the referee didn't send the player off or because like a goal was cancelled. We lost the game because we had 4 shots on target.
Yep.
We lost the game because we could not create clear-cut chances.
Yeah. On the other day, like for like, just take Real Madrid, man. Like we are used to seeing shitty performances, especially recently, and we need all of these calls to go exactly like we want. or the referees to treat us fairly to actually win a match. This is why this is getting blown out of proportion. And I don't know, like,
But Jacob, the point is this, like the point I'm trying to make is that I agree with you, like the referees are not treating us fairly. But Atletico Madrid can also compile their videos. Barcelona can compile their videos.
Yep.
Oh,
Leganes
we
can
have
compile
tons
their
of
videos.
videos actually. We
You
have tons
understand?
of videos.
Everyone can like there's no point. Like I am agreeing with you 100%. Like the refs are fucked up. They're absolutely horseshit. But the point is that every single of the 20 clubs in the league are being fucked over. It's not like Real Madrid is specifically being treated in a special way. I mean, let's ask what Alex Pato thinks. Like, I mean, he's an Atletico Madrid fan. Let's see what he thinks as well
About the Real Madrid situation?
about the whole refereeing, the Real Madrid situation. Like, whatever, man.
Well, like referees in Spain, like they definitely suck because like I've never seen like a decision, like 50-50 decision, like going with us. Like it's always against us. Even in the Champions League, like you see, like against Lille, like we had such a controversial penalty. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was just so controversial. So like referees, I think for us is like like it's what our motto is, like against everyone and everything. So like we are used to this, like you can say like referees are kind of like biased against us. We're used to this. Even the match that we lost against Leganes, there were a lot of like shitty calls by the referee, but again like we move on because again like we're used to it. But like for Real Madrid, you guys are not used to it, you see. Like you guys are used to getting like things getting in your favor. So one match it happens and then Florentino Perez like loses his shit. Like he goes like they have to go
Bro,
and like
calma. The year you won the league when Suarez was playing, do you remember we scored a goal that was cancelled against Sevilla? With that goal, we win the match. We covered the 2 points. You guys won the trophy with. What
yeah,
are you talking about, man? Like,
even in that league, like there must have been some match like there were some decisions against us. There were some penalties.
we scored a goal that wasn't allowed. We
Yeah,
scored
so
a goal.
did
Like, it's not
Barcelona
about
scored
like.
against you last season. Again, the same thing.
I'm just saying, like, the point is like,
Same
I
thing.
mean, come on,
Again,
man.
we
Like,
we
you
gonna
can
we're
you
gonna
no,
come
man.
can.
Like,
back to the same thing
I think
again.
what Farouk is saying, right, is, and me too. Like, Real Madrid have always faced like shitty referees too. It's just that we just decided to act on it now. But what I'm interested in more, Alex, is that I saw the Atletico admin on Twitter, making fun of us and whatnot, making memes out of us. But why is everyone teasing us? Like, why can't you just gang? Why can't we all stand together and gang up on the league?
Because again, like you have to complain your Real Madrid TV. Like every time, like there's a match happening, even like like the referee decision are going with you. Even like you try to like find like five mistakes by the referee and then putting on like on your Real Madrid channel. Like what is that? Like obviously, so, like we just. I mean, I think like it's good. It's good hit for the derby. I'm really excited for this one. And come on, man, like you guys are do used to like getting referee decision in your favor. Come on,
No,
you
we're not
can't say
used to
no to
that.
that. You
No, we're
can't
not
say no
used
to
to
that.
that. I mean, it is given for a fact that all big teams get the better of the calls. That is true. Like, that's proven by statistics. But us, Real Madrid, personally, I don't think we're like favored by anyone, at least compared to Barcelona or
Really.
Athletic. Yeah,
Again,
for
I'm gonna
sure.
come back with like so many like shitty
Sure,
calls. Like
sure. Go ahead.
again, do you guys remember entry kick the balls? Do you guys remember
Uh
that?
huh.
Do you remember the recently Copa del Rey match against Celta Vigo? Again, don't tell me that wasn't a penalty.
All
Okay.
right. So see, the point is this: you can bring your receipts about Real Madrid this season or whatever. What is not? I understand what you're saying. Like every big team in the world, like I mean, okay, with all due respect for you, you're not used to being a big team. Like you guys are, welcome to the, to the big time. It's fine. But like the point is, whether it's Manchester United, whether it's Barcelona, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Bayern Munich, whether it's, Inter Milan, whether it's Juventus, like the 50-50s most of the time tends to go the way of the big teams. This is something that's guaranteed, that's a fact. But of course, you're gonna talk about the Copa del Rey game. Of course, like when Endrick kicked the ball, everyone on this when we came after when we did the post match, we all talked about the fact that Endrick got lucky. This is just the truth, you understand? When we talk about the penalty, we all knew that okay, like this is something that's unfair. We know this, but the point I'm trying to make here is that these refs are just not giving it to Real Madrid or taking it from Real Madrid. It's not a Real Madrid specific event. It's an event that every 20, as you said right now, you literally said, we also have videos that we could make. You understand? If I actually tomorrow speak to a Barcelona fan, he's going to tell me the same thing. Speak to a Villarreal fan, he's going to tell me the same thing. A Leganes fan, he's going to tell me the same thing. The point is that either giving to you or taking away from you, the refs of all 20, like the refs in all across all 20 teams in the league have been absolutely horseshit. Okay,
That's
the
true.
approach Real Madrid has taken.
I'm not denying that. Look, I'm not denying the fact. Like referees in Spain are shit. That's true. But again, like like look at the way this Real Madrid is taking this. Like, do you agree with that?
Or the
No,
way,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I disagree with that. For me, I do not agree with the approach Real Madrid has taken to this. Like, it's honestly, these are just like issues of crybabies. This is just the point. You understand? I do not agree with the approach that Real Madrid has taken. But when you look at it from an objective point of view, every single team in the league is facing the same situation. It's not about any conspiracy or someone is being favored. No, we just have shitty referees in the league, and they have too much. How should I say? They have too much protection that no one is.
yeah, they're untouchable. You just can't speak out against them. You can't even like just even to the bench. Every single conversation is recorded, and if the referee comes to hear about it, any single criticism immediately sends you off or a yellow card.
So this is the point. And now, right now, we're talking about referees that literally face no consequences. In football, there are consequences. Teams go between second division and first division. That means that some players will literally go back to oblivion. That means that the coach will lose his job. A sporting director will lose their job. You understand? There are financial losses. There are actually repercussions to these events. And the people who actually make these mistakes face no repercussions. The next week, it's back to business for them.
Yeah,
So,
if I was like higher up in Real Madrid, I would have maybe approached it, maybe trying to get the signature of all the teams and then take this to someone above the Spanish council, so there can be some type of action instead of
Yeah, but again, like when there is a meeting, like you guys are not showing up. Today was a meeting, you guys didn't show up.
yeah, I mean, normally Real Madrid shows up, but the reason why they didn't show up this week was because of what happened at Espanyol. They were like so pissed off what happened in Barcelona. They were like, they sent their files, which was a petition or whatever, and they said, yeah, we're not showing up to that. Of course, I don't support this, but man, I think let's just move on from this, man. It's just a circle that
Yeah,
we're
and
just
like the fact that Atletico Madrid is like making fun of this is because like we know like the referee is gonna be like too much pressure in that match, and like they can be decisions like which will go against us.
right.
I mean, this is not the first time Real Madrid has been sending these documents. You understand, making these videos and what? Okay, not the document per se, but making the videos on RMTV. This is not the first time. Why?
No,
what
but
at
the thing
Espanyol
is like
that
this time
happened?
like they're like going like really after the referee. I forgot the name like who was the referee in the Spanish game. Like they like really want him to like get suspended. I don't know like if he got suspended or not, but like they are actually like going for his ass. So I think like this issue has like become like a really like a whole big issue now, and like this Madrid derby is like it's like in the center of it now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it isn't really the center of it, to be fair. I mean, I don't think the referee is going to be that pressured. It's
Oh,
still
we'll
going to be.
see. We'll see.
We'll,
Bro.
yeah, we'll
We'll
see.
see. We'll see.
We'll see,
Especially in
but
Bernabeu.
at the Bernabeu, yeah. That is a hope for us.
And
But
that's the thing now, Jacob. Like, if we go into this game now, if there is a discussion in our favor or against us, it's gonna be like, oh, there is a conspiracy somewhere. And this is why I'm saying now, on the record that there is no conspiracy anywhere. It's just people who are shit at their job, bro. This is just the point. Even if they give a call in our favor against Atletico, or if they give a call in Atletico's favor against us, it's not about the conspiracy over pressure on the league or anything. No, it's just that they're absolutely shit. This is just the point, and nothing more than that.
yeah, I mean, that's very true, man. But you have to like really think like it does play on the referees' minds, right? If the whole league or the referees are in close scrutiny, the whole world is going to be watching, especially a Madrid derby. The pressure is going to be on. It's always going to be in the back of their mind. But I don't think the referee is specifically going to favor Real Madrid. He's specifically going to make sure that there's not going to be any controversial calls. Let's call it that.
Yeah, well, we can all just like hope for that, to be honest, because
yeah.
I don't want to ruin my week for some bullshit referee decision.
And we've gotten our whole month ruined. Yes, the injuries. And this is the fun thing, that right? We started this podcast saying Atletico have figured out their system. They figured out their starting 11. Meanwhile, Farooq, what do we have? We have nothing to show for, and it's February already.
As you rightly said, like unfortunately, right now we're literally on fumes. Like we do not have a senior centre back. That's just the thing. The only defenders we have are Fran Garcia and Ferland Mendy. After that, it's just mix and match all through the defense. It's quite bleak and speaks to the planning of the club as a whole. It's very unfortunate, but that's the thing. We go into this game that actually arguably can be a game that we can see a shift in momentum or something like that. We go into this game, and right now if we just hoping for the best, honestly, just go into the game hoping that we can keep it together, defensively.
Yeah, like me personally, I just have no confidence, man. I just want to somehow get through this unscathed. Maybe a draw here and there in the Champions League, somehow stay alive. That's my goal for the whole month. I mean, Alex, like, how do you see this Real Madrid, man? Like, do you see us as a threat, real threat, even now anymore?
Well, the defense line is definitely weak. But like the front three is like still Mbappe is like back in form. Like he's like scoring goals back and forth. But like it'll be like really interesting to see like all three of these guys playing together, because like recently Vinicius was one playing and then Mbappe was like moved to the left side, and like he was really thriving on that position. So it'll be interesting to see like all three of them playing together. And again, Madrid Derby, bro. Like there is like different kind of motivation going on. Anyone can turn up, so I can't really say like anything about that. But I would say that like looking at that defense, we should definitely start Sorloth, just spam crosses in.
I mean, Farooq, if you think about it, I feel like we discussed the same thing in the last preview as well in the first matchup. And that was probably the strategy that Atletico was going for, even when he had healthy centre backs. So now, like that's going to be an easy way in, right? Are we going to have any answers to that?
I mean, the point is, even when we had, the fit centre backs, we still could not deal with the crosses. Let's not forget, like we lost 3-1 at the Metropolitano, I think, last year. Courtesy of literally two crosses to Alvaro Morata is just Control C, Control V, more or less, and that was just copy and paste, and they just repeated the same thing. So not to even talk about now that we do not have the center backs, and I do think like actually like Atletico Madrid has also like kind of evolved a little bit with what they do like right now, and I kind of feel like although they have like strong midfielders, they're almost like bypassing the midfield and overloading the wings to create kind of mismatch with the center backs and the attackers that they have. With the evergreen Antoine Griezmann, man, I honestly do think like I don't know, man. Like brain wise, I don't think there's a more intelligent player right now in the league, or than Antoine Griezmann, honestly.
Yeah, man, well said. On top of that, like a lot of Real Madrid fans, even on today's discussions in the subreddit, I saw that all of them still think Atletico plays like Getafe, but they actually play some, they actually play some decent football. Yeah. What is the actual strategy here? Like we Real Madrid fans, we don't see a plan in most match days. It just pass the ball to Vini or Mbappe through some way, through the wings or the midfield, doesn't matter. We'll get it there somehow, and then just play on the counter. But meanwhile, what is Atletico's plan to actually score a goal?
You're asking me or
Yeah.
Farooq?
Man, Alex, go ahead.
I think that we're gonna park the bus for sure. First 10-15 minutes is obviously gonna be like we're
That
gonna
doesn't
park the
happen. Like that hasn't happened in a derby. I think for the at least last 4 5 matchups.
Yeah, like at Bundaball, like we start slow only. We let you guys take the ball, enjoy it, and then like then we like start to find spaces. And even like last season, yeah, I think it was the same situation. I think like you guys didn't have any center forward, center backs, and then at the end, like Marcus Llorente scored with the header. Again, that was I think that was not that interesting of a derby, but it was like okay. But this one is like like the match like we're coming to is like really important, because like especially you guys are just like 1 point ahead of us, and especially with the heat going on with all the media and everything. So this match is really important. So I think we will play it safe. Obviously, I know Simeone. He will play it safe, and we're gonna go with the counters with Alvarez, Griezmann, and using the pace on the wing. I think Juliano would be the one to watch definitely.
Right. Before we get into the key matches, Farooq, like, do you think if Atleti actually win this, God forbid, do they think they are like the favorites to win the league?
I do think actually like we sleep a lot on Atletico Madrid, but I do feel like for me that game that they defeated Barcelona was a game that I kind of felt like wow, like okay, this is a team that you have to take note of, whether you like it or not. You have to sit up and like consider as potential rivals. And honestly, like the run of form they've been on is quite interesting, and also the way Simeone has got them to finally be able to buy into his plan. Because I think if Alex Pato remembers, like we've always had the discussion a lot in the past about being stuck in that transition from that low block team to what they are now, what they are right now. But right now, when you watch the team, you actually can see that they have completely bought into what Simeone wants them to do. Like this, I can say Atletico Madrid 2.0, like it's full-fledged and it's fully running right now. And again, that game against Barcelona, like that victory, like the way they were able to dig deep, they went down 1-0, they came back, they fought, and I think even after they got a red card, they still were able to win that game. Like I feel like
Bayer Leverkusen, yeah, that was a difficult match against Bayer Leverkusen, especially like they were coming with a 10 or 11 winning streak,
yeah.
and winning that game like with 10 men like is definitely
Because actually the point Alex Pato is that like no matter how good you guys are, you guys seem to have a mental block against Barcelona. You know, no matter how shit Barcelona is and no matter how good, you know,
That's
Atletico
true.
Madrid
That's
is.
true. That's true.
But
That's
like
true.
this season, for some weird reason, like, you know, they were able to, you know, get the job done. So I kind of feel like for that reason, like that was why, like, okay, there is something brewing with, you know, with this, you know, young, I wouldn't say young team per se, but, you know, like not too old team anyways. Like there's this team that's, you know, like the pretenders might, you know, eventually be
Yeah, I
contenders.
think like it's like one of those times, like when you think like you have one of those seasons like where you get lucky. Like again, like I would say like that match against Barcelona, like we were completely dominated by them. But somehow like we managed to win. I don't know how. Like as soon as like I saw that pass to Rodrigo de Paul, I knew it was a goal. I just knew it because like you get that intuition. And even against PSG again we were getting dominated by them completely, but again we at the end we managed to win 2-1 again with that 90th minute winner. And we have scored like so many 90th minute winners and goals this season. Like you can, there's a long list. And especially against, you can see Leverkusen, Leipzig, against you guys, Barca, PSG, and it's like a long list going on with the goals in the stoppage time. So I think like it's one of those seasons like we where like everything is getting clicked, like everything is like falling into like the pieces. It's just that like the momentum. That's what I say. Like for example, you guys had so many seasons like that, scoring in the stoppage time.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what's happening with us
Grinding
right
out
now.
those
And
1-0 victories. That's the hardest part.
yeah, exactly. So I would say that even though like sometime like like you look at us like and we look out of the game, just like one opportunity and like we're back in the game.
I don't know. Let's keep the bad news keeping on coming, right? Last time when we faced Alvaro wasn't really, he hadn't hit his stride yet. Alvarez, sorry. And he was playing as a left winger, pretty much hugging the touchline. Is that going to be the case this time around too?
No, definitely not. We're gonna go with the classic 4-4-2, and it's gonna be Alvarez and Griezmann up front. Even though I would like to like Sorloth to start, seeing that back line, but I know like he won't start Sorloth. Sorloth will come in the second half, and then we're gonna have Lino, De Paul, and either Koke or Barrios, and then on the right side we're gonna have the Cholo Simeone Junior, and then we're gonna have right back would be interesting watch either Molina or Lorente, and then we're gonna have Jimenez because Lenormand is suspended, which I think like is a really big loss for us. And then again, the left center back would be Longley. Like tremendous season is having with us. Again, I don't know. Like whenever you get a play from Barcelona, it just turns into goal for us. I don't like it's just a thing. And then left back, I think it would be Javi Galan.
Abhigalan. So, Farouk, like just looking at this back line, do you think the way to win this match is to actually, depend on Rodrigo to take on Abhigalan? I don't see any other weaknesses, man. Like this honestly sounds like a scary team, especially considering the last one's form.
I do think like it's not just Rodrigo taking on Javi Galan as well. I do think like right now like there is a lot of I think when you see sometimes like the way Atletico Madrid plays, we need to bait them. In my opinion, we need to like allow them to have possession. This is a very strange thing to say when you're playing Atletico Madrid, more or less, but like allow them to feel comfortable enough to attack. I don't know if that makes sense. And when you see that, because what happens generally is that like their fullbacks, or rather their wing backs, move so high up the pitch that you have a gap between them, and you kind of see like the midfielders. Either it's like Rodrigo de Paul dropping in between the center backs and the wing backs. You kind of have that window of space to be able to exploit. So I kind of feel like if you're gonna like isolate these defenders 1v1, you understand? Either it's Lenglet or the likes of them, like 1v1. I do think you can get you can win with speed against them. So it's not just about Rodrigo against Javi Galan. I do think it's going to be that front three, winning their all individual matchups against the three centre backs. Because I do think all these three attackers will definitely win the foot race against these defenders. But the point is that like, can you be able to like bait Atletico Madrid into that committing a lot of at least committing the fullbacks really high up the pitch, such that you can exploit that gap that that's left behind that they leave behind. So I think that's going to be something very interesting to watch out.
And that only happen like if you guys are leading by 1-0 and like we need like a desperate equalizer. That's the only time that will happen.
Wait,
The
are you
point being is
guys
that, like,
are you guys
Atletico
actually
Madrid
going to
is
be
a
happy with
best.
a draw? Is that part of your strategy?
It can be like if if we're losing 1-0, I think like I'll take a draw for sure because you guys are just like 1 point ahead. Like it'll be good like to keep it that way. But I think the real winner would be Barcelona in that case
Yeah, let's
because
not go
like
for
they.
that. But yeah, man, sorry, Farooq, I interrupted you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I do feel like, I was gonna point on that, like, that 1 point gap is enough bait for, Simeone to feel like, okay, there is something to get out of this game, especially, with the momentum that Barcelona is building also gradually again. And also we've seen this season, like, I mean, at a certain point, Barcelona had a 7 point lead, at a certain point we had, I think, a 4.5 point lead over, Atletico Madrid as well. So like, I feel like things swing so easily this season and there is no, that one team that you can pinpoint to and be like, okay, yeah, like I'm putting my money on this, like as we've seen, it's just swinging back and forth. So I do feel like Diego Simeone will feel like this is a chance to, get one on Real Madrid, especially because La Liga is, is decided based on head-to-head, not goal difference. So like having that in case everything comes down to that tie of points, which is a very a very strong possibility as well. Like maybe they will be willing to do that, especially when they consider what our backline looks like. They will feel like, okay, it's there for the taking and it's there for the exploitation. I mean, even Leganes, like were able to cause us significant problems, just yesterday night. So I think Simeone with the firepower he has also might also be looking to target that that defensive pairing that we have as well.
Yeah, man, for sure. It is probably like the most competitive La Liga in like 5 years. It's just so close, and none of the teams are consistent. Last season, at least, just us was consistent. Like the other teams were just not. Just pissed up. But yeah, let's actually go to the ad break, and then when we come back, we'll discuss the lineups on both sides. Sounds good? Okay, Doris, take it away.
Hola Madridistas, I'm back once again to remind you that if you want to help and support this project of ours, this channel, you can do so by going to manscaped.com, using our code LBR20 to get 20% off and free shipping worldwide. That's our code LBR20 to get 20% off and free shipping. You help us out and you get a cool product. This time I'm here to introduce you guys to the Chairman Pro. It is a trimmer that features two interchangeable blade heads, one called the blade foil, which is to get that super smooth baby skin, and the other one is called the stubble trimmer for if you want to still have that little bit of stubble but look a bit cleaner and fresher. You can do both with the same trimmer. It also features flex adjust technology. It adjusts it to your face, how you shave. You can also lock it for full precision. Best thing is waterproof. You can shave yourself in the shower if you want to. It's completely waterproof. It features 75 hours of battery life. So if you're going on some kind of travel, you can charge it beforehand and it will still have enough battery for the trip. Also, if you're going on a trip, you can lock it so that it doesn't turn on as you go. It has an LED. It's a great thing, and especially now that Christmas is coming up, if you want to send it as a gift to your boyfriend, or if you're a man, get it for yourself or your brother, dad. It's a great gift for any man, and this bad boy can even get up to like 5 days of beard, so you don't even need to trim it down before you can fully shave it. This does it for you. So yeah, get this at manscaped.com. Use our code LBR20 to get 20% off and free shipping. That's code LBR20 to get 20% off and free shipping. Thank you for watching, and back to the video.
Farooq, you're right in time. We're just back live, but we were discussing, that the fact that we could potentially face Atletico maybe 5 times in 6 months, with the Copa del Rey, with the UCL, maybe the Club World Cup, maybe that too. Not sure.
I mean, put your money on we facing them in the Champions League, man. Because I mean, if we are able to get past Man City, we have two options: Atletico Madrid or Bayer Leverkusen. That's the thing; it doesn't go more than that. And I do think we're gonna. I hope we can get past City first, and I think most likely it's gonna be another Madrid derby in the round of 16.
Yeah, for some feeling like some sinking feeling tells me like we won't get that ideal matchup of facing Xabi Alonso. It's gonna be just Simeone's face in the Bernabeu again.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
forget, you guys gonna come to Metropolitano as well. Don't forget that as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, like, it's the same for us. Like, it's the same for us. Like, for example, you had the option of getting either Celtic or like Saint City. I mean, like, Celtic obviously was the easiest option, but for us, it was like it's gonna be either Man City or Real, or it's gonna be either Bayern or Celtic. But again, like Celtic won't make it past Bayern, so like yeah, so it's like picking your poison actually, either Bayern or either Real, City.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a tough
Farooq,
match.
is there
Tough
a
match.
possibility that we face Bayern?
No,
No, you can't. No,
the
no, no.
possibility, like our possibility, is just two: Leverkusen and
Atletico.
Atletico Madrid, and nothing more than that.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Sunil also points out if we do face Atleti in the UCL, the second leg is at the Metropolitano.
Yeah, I mean that's another story, man. First, we have to get past Haaland and Pep first, and then after that, we can, discuss the possibilities like what is or what is not.
Yeah, let's shell humble Haaland aside. Yeah, man, let's go through the lineups then.
even Copa del Rey actually. Barca, Real Sociedad is winning 2-0 right now.
Nah, man, don't worry. We're gonna face Sociedad, man. It's gonna be Barcelona. Let's go to kill themselves. That's your.
I think it's more likely gonna be El Clasico.
El Clasico.
I think so.
Oh,
I think the draw is tomorrow, right? The draws for the.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's this week.
Yeah,
End of the week.
yeah. I don't know why I have this gut feeling. It's gonna be El Clasico. It's gonna be El Clasico.
It's gonna be.
Nah,
Remember,
man,
you
we're
remember
gonna
last
get
season?
Sus-
You remember last season? Like we were getting like a matchup against each other again and again, and then I think it's the same with you guys in Barcelona. You're gonna get another El Clasico. I have this feeling.
Let's see, man. Let's see.
Let's see.
I mean, Farooq, would you rather face Atleti or Barcelona in the Copa del Rey? It's gonna be a single leg, right? Or is there gonna be
Double
double
legs.
legs?
Semi-final. It's gonna be 2 legs.
It's 2 legs.
I mean, based
Oh
on
my
what
God.
we've seen this season, man, I'd rather we face Atletico Madrid, man. Like Barcelona, man, it's 4 and 5, man. I mean, bro.
Okay, let's not go there. Alex, if you can, start with the lineups.
My lineup I already told you guys, but I think like what my preferred lineup would be, I would start Alvarez, Griezmann, and Sørloth, all three up front, and then I'll put Gallagher, De Paul, and Barrios in the middle, and then I'm gonna go with my back four, Llorente, and then I'm gonna go with Longley, Jimenez, and Javi Galan.
Did you just say
It'll be
Longley
interesting.
is suspended?
Lenormand is
Oh,
suspended.
Lenormand. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna take it back. Yeah. I have to drop one because again, Giuliano has to start. There's no way Giuliano is not starting. I'm benching Sørloth. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to 4-4-2 now. So it's gonna be Giuliano, Gallagher on the left side, and then Barrios and De Paul in the middle. Alvarez and Griezmann up front, and then back forward similarly Llorente and Jimenez, Longley, and Javi Galan. It'll be interesting to see Javi Galan play. I think like if Rodrigo starts on the right, he'll kill Galan for sure. Because for us, like the left back position right now is like bit of like good and bad basically. Like Renildo is good defensively, but it's not good offensively. Galan is good offensively, but like he's not good defensively. Like, he got exposed against Dembele against PSG. Rafinha killed him in Barcelona, and Frimpong almost killed him as well against Leverkusen. So defensively, he definitely struggles. And if Rodrigo starts from the right hand side, like he will create problems. That's for sure.
Right. So let me get this straight. All of your new signings from this year, they've all hit the ground running. Like there's nobody who's actually disappointed you. Gallagher.
That's true, actually. That's
Alvarez,
true. Like we don't have a flop this season. Even the goalkeeper, like we got from Atlanta, he's been starting for cup competitions. He's been a success. Longley, like very very underrated success for us to be honest. Like we got him for free, literally for free. And Barcelona always helps us in this case. That's true. Giving the players and like we turn them into gold. Depay, Longley, Suarez,
Suarez,
and
yeah.
like David Villa. And then they were thinking actually they were giving us trash, but again they don't know Simeone, like he can't turn trash into gold. And then yeah, I mean like like one man's trash is another man's gold. That's the
Sure.
thing.
Okay.
And then we have Gallagher. I think Gallagher is the only player like who is not starting that much because I think like he's still taking time to adapt, but is a typical Simeone kind of player. Like he is really gives it all on the pitch. And then Sorloth, pretty good. Alvarez again, pretty good. So yeah, we don't have a single bad signing this season.
And the player's healthy too. Some unlikely things happening, man.
Yeah, it all goes to our like fitness trainer actually. We replaced him, and the Profeco Ortega, that was the previous fitness trainer, he left, and there's a new fitness trainer, and he's been doing an amazing job. There's just one injury, and that is for Limar, and like we're trying to find a way to like offload him.
Hate to hear all of this, Farooq. Like, it's the complete opposite on our camp. I mean, can you even put out a nice starting lineup this game? I don't know. It's gonna
Exactly,
be,
man. I
yeah.
mean, that's the point you're at right now. Like, can you even find a way to like field proper 11 players? It's crazy, honestly. Like, yeah, it's just it goes to show the poor planning, of what it's been, and also the more you keep playing players, the more they're susceptible to injury, as we saw with Antonio Rudiger. That's just the thing, and I really do fear for Fede Valverde as well. If you keep just piling more minutes on him, it's after a certain point, like he's just a human being, he's gonna break down, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. Like, I guess this for a fact, Courtois is gonna start. Right back, I'm gonna come to you because I have no idea who's gonna play. Asensio's got to start, right? The question is, I think it's probably going to be Tchouaméni who gets the nod. Jacobo looked really nervous. He made a couple of mistakes in the last time, and then Ancelotti. Even if he had a perfect game, I don't think Ancelotti would have started Jacobo.
I think for the two CBs, I think it's like Tchouaméni and what's that, Asensio. I think those are the two CBs. I think. I mean, there is no other option. That's the thing. Like I don't think you chose Jacobo Ramon into this game. So I think it's just Tchouaméni and Asensio, and I think for the left back position. I mean, Mendy started yesterday. Do you think Mendy starts at the weekend as well? I think Mendy starts, in my opinion.
Mendy definitely starts, man, for sure.
I think Mendy starts ahead of Fran Garcia. And then the question is now on the right back, like what do you do there? Like, do you bring back Lucas Vazquez or what do you do?
I would actually go with Valverde, man. Like, especially in the first half. Just want to see how things go. Maybe in the second half we can move him back to the midfield. The reason being, like, Lucas Vazquez is terrible at headers. And I feel like even with Alvarez, he's going to be a handful even if he comes in through the left. So we got to put in someone who can at least head the ball in a decent way. And I think Valverde does that decent enough.
I mean, the point is, I always say this, it's not about like the headers. It's about the fact that if you leave your man open, no matter how short or tall he is, he's going to get the header. And let's not forget what happened at the weekend against, against Espanyol. They got a header from where the position that Fede Valverde was literally was marking. So I think it's important, like if you're able to stay with your man or keep your man, like it doesn't matter how. I mean, I think correct me if I'm wrong, Alex Pato. Like I think last year even like Griezmann scored a header against us, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like at Metropolitano it was 3 headers. 2 Morata.
Exactly.
And, like,
exactly. Griezmann scored a header against us.
If you want to add one more, there was at Bernabeu and Marcus Llorente. One more header.
So the point is, it doesn't really matter, the height. I mean, Griezmann should not be scoring a header against, Antonio Rudiger. But this is just the thing, like, so I feel like the positioning matters a lot. And I agree with you, honestly. Like for me too as well, I would rather start, Fede Valverde as a right back, rather than start Lucas Vazquez, honestly. But I don't know, because I just feel like that takes away from your best midfielder, because honestly, the role that Jude Bellingham is playing is more of an offensive midfielder than a central midfielder, you understand? So like if you take your best central midfielder away to put him in a different position, then like I feel like you're kind of, again, what we always discuss, like it's addition by subtraction, like you're adding somewhere by subtracting from a certain place, you understand? But then the form of, Dani Ceballos kind of, encourages that, okay, like somehow you can kind of mask this, of course, Dani Ceballos is a different kind of player, but, you can get, a different kind of performance from him, and he can definitely do a job in the derby as well. So yeah, I think we can agree about that. Although I think it's not going to happen, but we can just assume that Fede already starts as right back.
I think so too. So, do you think Camavinga flies straight into the starting lineup? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so, man.
Yeah. So who's going to be?
think
It's
Camavinga
Bellingham, Ceballos, and who else? Who's the third guy? Chouameni has to play in defense.
That's a good one.
Brahim Diaz, I guess.
Prime Diaz in a derby? I don't think so. It's got to be Modric, right?
You
But
want
Modric
to
played the whole
five
90.
attackers?
He scored the goal against us last time.
He did. Man, Modric is playing out of his skin, especially in the offense. He's been really good. But the problem is he played a full 90. That is.
But man, like if you start Brahim Diaz together with Jude Bellingham and Dani Ceballos, then you're literally starting with 5 attackers then.
Yep.
So I do think that's I think maybe you might. I wouldn't be surprised to see Luka Modric play again. But again, in this case, if Fede Valverde does start as a defender and Chouameni starts as a defender as well, then I wouldn't be surprised to see Camavinga just being trusted back into the starting lineup directly if he is fit.
Yeah. I
understand?
think I would actually prefer it if Camavinga went in. Like at this point, I feel like he needs to get that initial first start before the Man City game. He's going to be so crucial in the Man City game.
Yeah, but I do think like Camavinga can be a player that you can throw in the 68th minute and he can build up a bit of fitness towards that game, because the point is you don't want him to get overrun in the middle of the park as well, just starting the first game. So I kind of feel like maybe an easy introduction might not be too far-fetched. And of course, considering that we were lucky we didn't go to extra time, I think Luka Modric might be in for a start as well.
Yeah, could be. I have no complaints, man, but we know this for a fact, right? The front three, they got to start. We're not dropping them.
The point is right now.
How many players are you guys playing?
Dude, it's going to be Modric, Bellingham, and Ceballos. I think that's going to be our
Modric,
start.
Bellingham, Ceballos, 3 midfielders.
And 3 up top, Mbappe, Vini, Rodri.
Based on what we read, about the fact that Carlo was saying he's gonna have a change in tactics for the big matches, but unfortunately right now I think the lack of personnel will mean that he doesn't have any other choice than to start, the big 3 up front.
Yeah. What do you think that big shift in tactics is? Like dropping an attacker? I don't think so. I think it's just gonna be Camavinga as left back or something.
No, I think that shift in tactics is like dropping one attack. I think it's about going and playing with 4 midfielders.
Yeah. I guess we might
at least to have
see
more
it maybe
control.
in the Man City second leg. Let's see.
Yeah, could be. We never can tell, man. I think for the City second leg, so I think Rudiger should be back, right?
Rudiger might be back.
For the
Alaba
City
might be
second
back
leg.
if he's rushed back. Let's see.
Alaba, I'm not so sure, man. The man hasn't played football for almost 1 year and for almost 14 months, man. So what he's able to show or not show, depends a lot. I think the earliest we can expect Alaba to start to show something maybe might be April, bro. Because, after missing football for 14 months, it's not easy to just come back, at the highest level. So let's see.
Yeah, agreed.
Then he got injured again?
Yep.
Yeah, he got injured again.
Something to do with the adductor. I think he's pretty much out.
Yeah,
for
it's
now.
a muscular injury, actually. I think he's going to be out for 2 weeks, they said, more or less.
Right, man. I guess with the key matchups here, you highlighted one, Alex, which is Rodrigo versus Javi Galan. This Real Madrid back line is so full of weaknesses. But still, where do you see your attacks flowing through? Through the Griezmann side on the right, or through the left?
I think you guys haven't highlighted the big matchup is gonna be Juliano versus Vinicius. I think that's gonna be a very, very fiery competition in that your left hand side and our right hand side, because Juliano, he doesn't stop running, and he will, especially with the fact that he's filled with that passion and aggression, he will go after Vinicius, that's for sure. So I think that's
But
a
can you
big
catch him?
matchup.
Is Juliana as pacey as
Oh, he has
someone
good
like
pace.
Llorente?
He has good.
Yeah.
He has good pace, but I don't know if he can catch Vinicius though. But again, we have Llorente as well in that position, so I think we are pretty much covered on that side. It's only our left hand side which is a little bit vulnerable on the Javi Galan side, where you guys can hurt us. That's what I think. And Other than that, I think like if there's a fucking bomb coming from Valverde outside the box, I can't
Yeah.
stop. We can't stop that because
That's
you
something
have
that we take away, man. Like, I know in the with the smaller teams, he can always cut inside and then get a shot off. But if Valverde plays at right back against Atleti, I don't think he can get that many shots.
yeah, but again, like if you like we're dropping deep and like he can get that space. Even at Metropolitan, like he had like a few shots outside the box. He can get the space and like especially with that right foot of his, like he has a pretty fucking good bomb in his right leg.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the second thing I'm concerned about. And other than that, I think like if let's say like Farooq was saying, like if we start getting like more position, like if we start like uh, towards like attacking towards the Real Madrid goal, and then on the counter like Mbappe like or someone like they can beat us easily because like, you guys have that pretty good pace up front. That's the third thing I'm like kind of worried about because Jimenez and Lenglet, they're definitely not stopping Mbappe. Even Barcelona couldn't stop Mbappe, like like on the counter attacks. So that's the main thing. And I think like most of our chances will come from either Alvarez or Juliano. Griezmann would be like in the middle, like he'll be just orchestrating the play. But I think Alvarez would be and Juliano would be like our main threats going up front.
I would bet almost like a lot of money on Griezmann getting a few chances against this backline for sure.
Yeah, he can get, but again, I would say like with all the running and stuff, I think it would be Alvarez and Juliano.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, let's go for the predictions, guys. I mean, sounds like you're way too optimistic, Alex. You gotta knock you down a few. So,
I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be. It's good to be optimistic.
so what's your prediction? What, 3-0 at the Bernabeu? Come on.
3-0. I would love that actually. I would love that. I don't even remember the last time we won 3-0 against you guys because I think at Bernabeu it's mostly have been draws. There hasn't been like one concluded winner like in a long time. 3-0 I'd definitely take it, but 3-0 would be very difficult. But you never know. I'll go with I think I'll go with 2-1.
Okay, a modest 2-1. Let's see.
Obviously, Atletico, bro. Like, come on. It's what kind of a question?
How about you, Farooq?
Yeah, man. I mean, I will agree with Alex in the sense that like the pattern, is there. Like it's been draws always, so I do think like this is gonna be a 2-2 draw. I do think eventually it's gonna be a game that there's gonna be a it's gonna be a game of phases. Like it's gonna be a game whereby like they're gonna like bombard us and they're gonna score a goal. Then the game is gonna go all quiet and then we're gonna bombard them and score a goal. Then maybe we even go up and then let's nix a late equalizer and the game ends in a draw. But I do feel like the game, but I just feel like the game is not gonna be boring. It's not gonna be like the snooze fest of the past. But I do feel like eventually it's still gonna be a tie game.
I think you pretty much sold my prediction and how the game would go right out from underneath me. Sunit says it's going to be a 3-1 for Real Madrid. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it's too cold in Canada. It's too cold in Canada. It's getting freezing up.
I don't know. I feel like this is one of those weird games where it can go either way. But I can pretty much bet on us conceding. So for me, it's going to be a 2-1. It's going to be a close game. My ideal case, if Farooq hadn't said a 2-2, my prediction would have been a 2-2. It just feels like one of those edgy draws where no team really takes away anything, and then we just make Barcelona happy. Worst case scenario.
So I'm the only one going away with the 3 points. Great. You guys can take the 1 point. Nice.
I mean, Sunit is there with the 3-1, but yeah. Let's see how it goes.
I'm telling you, it's too cold in Canada. Like he just started his day. It's okay. He should have his like morning coffee and stuff. He'll get better.
Oh boy. Okay. I mean, you can DM him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna DM you with a response. But yeah, thanks, folks, for hanging out in the chat. We're gonna wind this up, and we're gonna have a pretty interesting post match for sure on Saturday. And until next time, folks. Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Opa Atleti this time for me. I'll say Opa Atleti because we're so close to the title race. I have to say.
Nice.